The regular recommended daily dose of funny is just not enough. Thankfully, we have extra funny with TJ and Riggins.
Man, you know, I've said for many, many, many years that that people in other, not just radio, but in other areas of media, copycat a lot of stuff that we've done on the show and observations, you know, mainly that I've made, you know. But I saw this on the Reddit. It's just the latest example of it, where they got people to respond with things that they say wrongly on purpose. You know, like we would say fruition instead of fruition, and supposedly instead of supposedly, those types of things. And I have a lot of them, and people say it gets on their nerves when I do it a lot. So these are some of the examples of things that people do that they think is funny, that they say incorrectly on purpose. Which, by the way, the headline on the thing was, "What's your best example of I say it wrong on purpose?" I guess maybe that sentence.
Well,
because you purposely, hopefully it's on purpose that you're not using an adverb where you should.
Clean that up a little bit. Maybe.
Dummies. Okay, so the first one is somebody says the Google instead of Google, you know, which I, you know, started that with the Facebook. Even before the movie about the Facebook, I was calling it the Facebook. Because it comes from when I was a kid, everybody calling it the Walmarts. Try again. Somebody says, I'll give it a goog.
Give it a goog?
Yeah, hey, I'm going to give it a goog.
Actually, kind of like that.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're not Southern.
Like Google? Yeah.
I'm going to goog it.
Give that a goog. Strategery. Say it again, Lynn.
I'm going to give that a go.
Oh.
I was trying to do my Yankee voice.
Yeah, you're trying to talk like your husband's family.
Yeah, going to give that a good goog.
That's not bad.
Yeah, she's
I'm going to give that a good goog on Saturday.
Good, that's a great one.
Thank you.
Saturday. That sounds like a Chicago family.
Yeah.
Strategery came from Saturday Night Live. Will Ferrell doing his impression of George W. Bush created the word strategery instead of strategy. Merlot instead of Merlot. It's not rocket surgery. I hear that a lot. It's not rocket surgery.
Yeah.
It's all water under the fridge. I like that one. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I also like when you have a great idea, yelling urethra instead of eureka.
That's a good one.
urethra.
Yeah, I love that one. This one, they got straight up after me, Pokemans.
Pokemans.
Yeah, instead of saying Pokemon, they say Pokemans.
Y'all looking for Pokemans?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a good story about Pokemon later. Remind me.
Skizzers. My brother actually invented that one.
Skizzers.
Yeah, he always says, when we were kids, he would say skizzers and knife.
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 Yeah.
Wow.
To be funny.
Oh, to be funny.
Yeah. Now, this one is somebody says, I think they're just a damn lie. Because, you know, I'm a student of the speech. I'm a protector of the language. Mm-hmm. And this person says that he says sandwich, and that's inspired by how his grandpa said it. But that's not true. Sandwich is how that comedian, that was named Dane Cook. Dane Cook is the one that said sandwich.
Oh.
Sandwich.
Look it up.
Funny.
Look it up.
Your grandpa didn't do anything.
Unless your grandpa's a fan of Dane Cook. Oh, Danny Cook.
Oh, Dan Cook. you know, comedian I like? Dan Cook.
Dan.
That boy is funny.
Danny Cook.
Danny Cook.
They do that thing with the what you call it? Shockers. Oh, Dan Cook.
Yeah, old Dan Cook could tell a story now. I don't know what happened
What
to
an
him. I'll tell you
animated
what.
young man.
Yeah, and then, you know, he dated old Jessica Simpson,
That's right.
OJ's daughter.
Right. The one with the hoops, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, them big things. Now, I don't know that. I don't think this is a mistake. I think just so many people say this incorrectly that it's just how this person says espresso instead of espresso, just like they say
I know a lot of
escape.
people do that. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, TJ, don't you say question?
yeah, coercion and children, and chandelure.
I like that version better.
That's a beautiful chandelure, man.
I like that one.
So this person said they got sick of whether or not it was GIF or GIF, so now they just say GIFs.
Jeeves.
Jeeves.
Oh
Give me a
God.
Jeeves.
It's like that guy that pronounced memes, memes.
Memes,
He didn't know how to
love
say it.
that.
And he's like, I see all those internet memes, and
I love that. They should have called it that.
Yeah, we did for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, the May. And then this girl said her dad pronounces vegan as vegan.
vegan.
Yeah.
Vegan.
But I tell you another one that people say a lot now that came from Schitt's Creek is enchilada. I think that's funny, though. Enchilada.
Enchilada.
Enchiladas.
That's the whole fold the cheese famous scene on
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek. I like these sorts of things, though. I'm living vicariously through you. That's my type of thing.
Vicarious.
Right. And then this one, they give two examples. One, they got straight from me. Instead of saying self-deprecating, they say self-defecating.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't come up with that one.
Classic.
Yeah. People who say irregardless, which is never correct.
Irregardless.
Well, but people say that for real,
Mm-hmm.
like not as a joke.
Yeah. And then this person says screenshot.
Screen chat?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like instead of screenshot, they say, I screenshot it.
I screenshot. I kind of like that. I'll screenshot that
That's
for you.
actually kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah, irregardless. I also don't like it when people say forewarn because that's redundant. Because a warning is telling you something is about to happen. How can you
Yeah.
do that before you do that?
You've been forewarned.
Look, I'm just going to forewarn you. Okay, you mean you're going to warn me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you warning me that there's a warning coming? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I should be ready for another warning?
I think so.
Yeah. But I always love self-defecating humor. I love that.
Self-defecate. This is good.
It ain't rocket surgery. Hey,
Hey, bud.
come on, hey, chill out, man.
Chill out, dude.
No, it's just water under the fridge, brother.
I love that one.
But I will say though that I am going to start yelling urethra after a good idea,
Urethra. I've got it.
or if anybody's got a Eureka vacuum cleaner, it's going to be called a urethra from now on.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They still make urethra vacuum cleaners?
I'm sure. Those are iconic.
Hmm.
Was that the one where he lifted up with the finger? He'd like, you
Yeah.
can lift it.
I think so, yeah.
He'd always sell them on TV, Eureka vacuums.
Yeah. I'm surprised they don't make a regular, just a vacuum cleaner that picks up dog turds. Just you
Yeah.
just run it over the dog turd as soon as it happens, and it sucks it
Yeah.
up and it's gone.
They do make something that looks like a leaf blower that's basically a vacuum for turds.
Yeah,
But then
for
you got-
outside or inside.
For outside. Well, I guess you could. I mean, I think it's just like a huge dust buster, but the
Yeah.
hole on it is huge. But I'm like, that thing's got to be moving like a chainsaw to suck up a turd off the floor.
And how do you clean it?
Oh,
You know,
yeah, right. I mean, it's just so gross. They showed some girl carrying it with like poop bags. I'm like, you're taking a walk with this huge like turd vacuum? Are you kidding? Just pick it up with the bag. I mean, that's for people that really just can't bring themselves to pick it up with a bag.
Yeah.
Just get a huge
You
vacuum.
should
for it.
probably shouldn't have a dog at that point.
Maybe not.
Man, when I'm driving home and it's rainy and just dreary and cold, and I see somebody just standing there staring at their dog taking a dump,
Yeah.
I'm going, that must be the most miserable existence in this moment.
Yeah.
That I could imagine. You just say, I'm standing here in the rain, cold, watching a dog take a dump so I can pick it up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's certainly not one of the highlights of the dog walking experience. Yeah, it sucks. And then you try to like not look at him because he's looking around, and you don't want like anybody passing by to think you're like staring at. So you just like mind your business while he does it, and then you turn around and you're like, oh, nice.
The best though is when you see somebody standing there and they're just like this look on their face, looking at the dog, smoking. Like I'm just going to get a smoke right
dear.
now.
Yeah.
Just, like, who cares?
You're in a bad place.
Yeah, why do I care if smoking's bad for you? Look at my life.
Yeah, right.
I'm sitting here on turd patrol
Yeah.
in the rain.
Yeah.
Dirt Devil actually makes one, the dog walker dog poop scooper, but it's like a dustbuster for turds. And they
does
actually
it show how to clean, or is it a bag that goes on it?
No, it's pretty smart because the suction part of it is a replaceable plastic cup or paper cup. So the motor is up here and it sucks it up into the cup, and I guess it locks it in this disposable thing, and then you just throw it out. But it's still a turd vacuum.
So weird.
How much is it?
$50.
Oh, that's not as much as I thought it was.
Chewy's got
Oh,
one.
it's small though.
Yeah, it is
I was
small.
thinking it was like you said. I'm picturing a leaf blower.
I have seen those too.
And you pick it up off the ground with that thing?
I think so.
And it sucks it up, so it can't be that big of a turd because it's tiny.
Well, it's only got 3.3 reviews out of 5. Great
can't
concept,
trust
but it
that.
needs more work. I have difficulty bending down due to a back condition. So I was hopeful
needs
this
a
would be a
handle.
big help when I take my dog take my dog for walks. The problem is it only collects a small Dixie cup full of crap. One of my dogs is 11 pounds, and unfortunately, it only collects about 3/4 of her turd.
Wait, 11 pounds is tiny.
Yeah. Yeah, so not everyone's thrilled with
Yeah.
it.
Maybe he meant 111 pounds. Maybe he's got a bull mastiff or something
Yeah.
out there laying, Jolly Green Giant turds.
This 1-star review from Roy said, it ain't worth the box it comes in. Complete waste of money. 1 star.
But I bet it's hard to return that if it's already got poop in it.
Well, Chewy's pretty good about returns, so they would probably take it back.
He'll say keep it.
Or donate it, yeah.
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 Donate it.
That's what they
Yeah,
do.
I'm going to donate it to the damn trash can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to donate it. All right, but I do have a dog story in the news to go, as we say, piggyback on this. We'll do that next.
This is TJ Riggins Extra Funny.
We're having a big celebration, and we're raising money for Peyton's Promise at the same time. It's Saturday, June 14th. Make sure you get subscribed to Prime and Prime Plus at tjriggins.com because that's where all of the details will be first, and you don't want to miss out.
Table and Twine in Charlotte will be your best friend when summer rolls around. Treat yourself to a delicious meal that's made with fresh seasonal ingredients and ready in just 20 minutes. Enjoy a fine dining experience without ever leaving your home. Head over to tjriggins.com/table and twine. Pick your meals, and like magic, they'll show up on your doorstep, ready to be enjoyed within 20 minutes. Table and Twine does the shopping and chopping while you enjoy more time with the ones you love. Delicious restaurant quality meals delivered right to your door. See this week's menu and order today at tjriggins.com/table and twine.
Let's go. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. The TJ and Riggins Show, Extra Funny, The Week in Review, and all the new and past podcasts. Listen, fast forward, download, and share. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
In Ace's memory, Peyton's Promise is doing more in 2025 thanks to you and great partners like Lily and Grace at tjriggins.com/LG. They help people love how they live in moments that matter. The Temple Team at tjriggins.com/Temple Team or 704-235-3000. Let them know TJ sent you.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Let's do it!
Now, back to TJ and Riggins Extra Funny.
I don't know whether it was last night or the night before, but I'm pretty sure this happened with the Washington Nationals baseball team. That is the team of center fielder Dylan Cruz, who was LSU standout. and he was the number 2 pick in the draft that year behind LSU's pitcher Paul Skeens. So they went 1 and 2. Golden Spikes Award winner, which is like the Heisman of baseball. But anyway, I digress.
What are you, his dad?
Yeah, maybe. He plays like I would have been.
Yeah, I guess.
He played just like me, man. I was just like, burn it up out there in center field.
Yeah.
But I think it was the Washington Nationals that had their pup in the park night. All of them do this.
I
You
know,
take your
yeah,
dog
yeah,
to
I
the
know.
ballpark. And I told you I was watching the Pittsburgh game where Paul Skeens was pitching, and it was cold and rainy, and these people had their dogs out there, and you know those dogs didn't want to be. And they're trying to gather around these gas heaters that, like you have out on patios and stuff. It's like, leave your dog at home. I mean, come on.
They don't want to be there.
You're just out there, trying to get attention, whatever. Well, they had one of those things, and even I know better than this. If you're going to cater to that whole dogs are an extension of you, bring your dog, we're going to showcase you and your dog out here and let you get all the attention that you never got as a kid or whatever it is, don't schedule a fireworks show on that night.
Ooh.
Right.
So they had after game fireworks, and they said that we gave people 20 minutes warning, 20 minutes before we started the thing. And now the dog owners are like, that's not enough. You didn't give us enough
come
time. or
on,
whatever.
get a grip.
But if
Yeah.
you're going to cater to those people who are so obsessed with getting recognition just for having a pet, same thing that people have done since the beginning of pets. People have had pets. It's just over the past 20 years or so, or 15 years, that people think that you need to get special recognition for having a pet. Well, if you're going to be out there doing that, and you're going to cater to that and feed that mentality, then you got to do it completely, and you got to play the full game.
Well, it sounds like they did. They warned people that you have 20 minutes before the fireworks show.
But you're
those people
still
are
talking about
Yeah.
a type of person that, they look at it like, I thought the whole night was going to be for us,
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So that's why you can't cater to that. Stop pups in the park night. Stop it. Not good for the dogs, and it's not good to encourage that type of behavior out of humans.
No. And I bet the people that work there hate it because they have to go around and pick up.
Do you think people are
Literal-
just
That's
letting
what I
people
think.
poop, their dogs are pooping places and they're not picking
don't-
it up and stuff
I
in the
don't-
park?
I don't think they let it. I think people do that. I think
No,
there
that-
are some ignorant people.
That's what I mean. Do the owners allow their dogs? Do they let their dogs do that and then not pick it up?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm guarantee it happens, but yeah, I don't know. Unless they set up like specific areas, even at the airport, they've got a dog potty zone and all that stuff.
But
But
crappy people have dogs too.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's turds all over that park.
Yeah, but my point is that if you're complaining because you work for the baseball team, because you're saying, we told them they had 20 minutes, we gave them 20 minutes, then that's your fault for catering to that mindset to begin with.
Right.
You shouldn't be doing pup in the park night and not fully doing it because, these people are not normal. They're not really what you would call, logical people when it comes to their dogs. They're like, no, this is our night. Like, I can't even believe you let people in who didn't bring dogs. We don't want to be around them.
Yeah.
It's true.
Especially if the dog has on some sort of outfit that the owner made, like a uniform of the baseball team that they're wearing. That's another level.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's kind of cute.
And you know what I think, though? I think what should happen is people should start training their dogs to like fireworks.
Oh God, mine hated them.
I know,
How
but
do you train them?
You can train dogs to do all kinds of stuff. Now, shock them with the shock collar. If you,
Shock therapy.
If you try to cry because of a firework going off in the sky, there are all
Okay,
kinds
now
of
we're
ways
getting-
to train the dogs.
Now we're getting crazy. Okay.
But
Yesterday, I saw a dog using a damn slingshot on the Facebook.
are we getting some some CB radio breaking into our. Is that you, Rob? Is that you?
I'm here.
Oh, I didn't even. You've been gone for 2 hours. I didn't know.
I saw a dog using a slingshot one time.
Breaker 19. Yeah, traffic's rolling very smooth on I-77 outside of Shawtown. By the way, I saw a dog on the Facebook use a slingshot. Come on. See, but y'all don't. I didn't know that y'all get that reference because when I was a kid, you had the PA system at church going, and people singing in the sermon and all, and somebody could come in close proximity on a CB radio, and it would bleed into like the signals would cross each other.
Oh my gosh!
And you'd hear that in church.
Oh, that's
Breaker 19. It's just
I'm from a small town
That's
where our
actually
CB
really
radios
funny.
over.
But it was also in the 70s at the height of CB usage, and it was a trend.
You know, there's like a prankster that truck drivers hate. He has this crazy radio that he'll infiltrate all these different states. He's got a huge YouTube channel, and he just harasses people. They call him like Gator Bud or something like that. And he's just some guy, like 40-year-old dude that sits at his house and like.
He got a big bass unit, is what we used to call it.
It's something like super powerful. I'll have to find it out, but people get asked about him on TikTok.
How does
all
he
the time.
not get in trouble for that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's even illegal what he's doing. I'm not sure.
No, but it don't get no better than seeing a dog use a slingshot. I'm gonna tell you that. But that dog should have been trained to use that slingshot while fireworks was going off.
Yeah, right.
I say if there's a problem with dogs not liking fireworks, then train them to like fireworks.
I bet they do that.
I bet they do too. I mean, you can train horses so where you can just shoot a shotgun over the top of their heads and they don't flinch. You know, and those police horses or people who fox hunt or I mean if they're shooting the foxes, which most of the time they don't. The dogs just run them and stuff. But I knew some people back home in Winfield, Louisiana. They wouldn't buy a horse if you couldn't shoot off of him.
Dang.
You can't even shoot off that horse. I ain't buying it.
Can you shoot off of it?
Yeah, not shoot it, but shoot off of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they've got to be able to train dogs to not freak out on fireworks.
Do you hunt at all on a horse?
Do I? Or does anybody? Some
what,
people
what
do.
would you
yeah.
hunt on a horse?
A lot of people in Louisiana, there's a lot of it is flat and they're clear cut. You know, they run dogs, deer dogs, rabbit dogs, stuff like that. And if you can cut them off and at the pass and catch up to them on a horse. A lot of people do that. Not as much as they used to since cars, but
Right.
no, you can't do it.
Now we
with a
just
car.
hit them with a Prius.
Yeah, you can't do it. But yeah, I mean but mainly in police training and stuff like that.
Okay.
But Lindsay, what is your deal about Pokemans? You see, you had something about Pokemans a minute ago.
Yeah. So yesterday, I'm on a conference call with our business manager, Adam, but I'm also in Target because I got a busy day. You know, my day never ends. So come to find out, there's a card section at Target. Did y'all know that? Like a gaming card. It's near the register. Obviously, Rob knows. So I'm in the grocery section, which is around the other side of Target, and I'm getting some grocery stuff, and I'm walking around, and there's the end of the line for whatever they're waiting on is in the grocery section. So I'm like, this is weird. I'm walking up to the register. There's got to be 200 people in line. 200 people. And I'm like, there's something I'm missing today. And so I go up to the oldest person that I see there, because they range in their 20s, but I see a guy that's probably around my age. And I'm like, hey, what are you guys in line for? And he goes, ma'am, nothing you're into, trust me. And I was like, well, what is it? He said, the new Pokemon card. And I mean, 200 people. I was looking for Rob at that point. And I'm like, Rob's got to be in this group somewhere.
That's crazy.
Well, you may not have found the Rob, but did you find a bunch of Robs?
Yeah. Come on.
Everybody was Rob except this one guy that I found to ask. Wearing the Pokemon shirts. I mean, then it started, clicking. I didn't even realize they had a gaming card spot in Target.
Always have.
Yeah. So the poor lady was restocked or about to put them out, I guess, the lady that worked there. And she had a handful and and people were just edging up to, people were pushing, and it was wild.
What?
Yeah, they should have security guards standing there making sure that people stay back a certain way until she's completely finished with stocking the thing. Because they could probably go nuts. That'd be a riot in there. Somebody trying to get a damn Charizard.
Yeah, you could tell she was scared to death.
It's real bad with Pokemon cards right now. People are fighting at places.
Well, and the lady was probably 80 years old.
Please.
She was just like shaking as she was putting them up there. She was this old lady. I was like, ma'am, do you want some help? Like, I felt bad for her.
So, Rob, are most of these people Pokemon type people, or they make a quick buck off of Pokemon people?
They're flipping them, yeah.
Okay.
It's like people who actually play the game can't get the cards anymore.
Oh, because all these people are taking all the fun. These adult guys are taking the fun
jocks
away from like the 12-year-olds that want to play Pokemon.
Yeah, the jocks are taking the cards.
Sure jocks.
Oh, man.
Well, I've never had such a great compliment in my life, I'll tell you that.
See,
When
nothing
it's
you'd
nothing
be
you're
interested
into,
in.
I'm like,
Thank you, God.
so much. Yeah.
Wow.
How many women were in that line?
0.
None. Okay.
None.
That's very
Not
surprising,
one.
to be honest, because it's usually very popular with the female nerds, the Pokemon stuff.
Not that I saw. Now, the line was probably 200 deep, but they were waiting. I mean, so I'm sure other people came. I'm sure it was probably 500 people in that Target.
Yeah. So, Rob, how many people do you think actually got Pokemon cards yesterday in that situation?
I think they may have had enough for all the people if they limited it to one, but it's short supply overall everywhere.
I'm telling you, man, them damn Japanese know about marketing. I ain't gonna lie, they know about marketing to Americans.
That's right.
There's a couple of card stores that just stopped selling Pokemon because people were getting too hostile.
Yeah,
to
probably
their stores.
messing up their stores and tearing up and keeping other customers away.
They're getting hostile.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and
Get hostile now.
everyone looked so filthy, and I live in like a pretty nice area. Our Target's it's nicer, but everyone looked so filthy. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just like, go take a shower.
Love it.
It was weird.
Like when Rob said he was at that card tournament or whatever, and there was a lot of BO and butt cracks or whatever he said.
Yeah, there was BO, bellies, and butt cracks.
That's
the
right.
3 Bs.
B.O. bellies and butt cracks. Love that.
Well, and
That's
you
great.
stand out, Rob, because you're not that.
Yeah, man,
You know.
man's got a manicured beard that people would die for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I am fat, but when I go to these things, I feel much better about myself.
Oh,
Yeah, good for you.
you're the top of the notch at these. I mean, seriously.
And I need to get into Pokemans because I need to feel better about myself.
That's right.
It's Extra Funny with TJ and Riggins. Where are these huge discounts on great products? The deals page at tjriggins.com.
Check it out.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Yeah.